Hi everybody, it's Kathy here, and today is Saturday, so that means with off the board with pineapple papers today, we're picking our favourite Scraplift, and this is the one I've been wanting to do for a while, and so I'm going to Scraplift this layout here. It is an amazing layout, as you can see, and I'm using Page Taylor Evans papers to create that layout. I'm going to fussy cut some of these flowers out, and I'm going to use these squares here in the middle to create the triangles, and I'll go off screen in a second and cut those out ready for the layout, as you can see over here. Now that I have my squares cut out, and I'm taking all of the coloured pattern blocks, I'm not using any of the heart ones, I'm going to cut them into triangles to start building up the base. Now I did use that floral print to create my 1/4 inch frame around the white cardstock, and I also used Squeeze Lemonade as my colour here to go around the border and give it some definition off the frame. So I'm just mixing and matching these triangles, building it roughly the same as the layout that I'm lifting, and I am building the pattern by mixing the smaller and the larger triangles to give that jigsaw effect to the actual layout. Now, Crystal Barrett, known as Pineapple Papers here on YouTube, as well as in her other social media, is organising this as a month-long hop for us throughout July, and she does it once every last Wednesday of the month as well, so we get to use our pins then. But the ones that she's created, like for the July ones, are great because each day she gives us an inspiration to select from our pins to work with. And as I said, today being Saturday is a scrap lift, so scraplifting is a great way to get your mojo back if you've lost it, and I actually like scraplifting because I like to pay homage to great creators. And let's face it, you know, there are some very, very talented people out there, and they have come up with some amazing ideas for us to, as creators, to use and build our own layouts to go into our albums one at a time. So I'm just building up this layering effect with these triangles. I'm mixing and matching the patterns to keep the colours happening across the layout, and I'm really liking the effect this is having and how it's coming together. Now very soon you're going to see me stop for a minute because I'm going to put the photo on, because then I can rebuild where all the triangles are going to continue in that pattern. I'm going to use down here in the bottom right hand, like the layout has that I'm lifting, and I'm just making sure that I've got enough space across the layout for my photo, but enough empty space as well to give that effect that I thought was very captivating when I first selected this pin. Now the best thing about Pinterest is that there are millions and millions of different ideas, different layouts, different projects in which we all go on and we all pin. Unfortunately, sometimes things get pinned and then you pin them yourself from somebody else and you get pinged, which is a bit sad, so you need to be careful. You know, if you're pinning it from someone else, it should be the original pinner that gets in trouble. They should be the ones that are being, you know, punished for choosing pins that they shouldn't pin. So be careful when you're looking at that too, when you're on Pinterest, because they are getting a bit stricter on the misuse of people's work as well. Now, and I agree with that if people don't want their work, but then once it's on the internet, it's on the internet. So, you know, there are two sides. There are always two sides to every story, but just be careful with your pins. That's all I can say. Pardon me. Now, I'm almost finished with my triangles, so I'm just layering up the little ones over the top of the other ones just to create that little bit of visual interest throughout the layout. And I'm really, really liking this colour scheme. I think it's perfect for my photo of my little one who is turning 21 in a couple of months. But this was her when she was 7 years of age, and I just love this photo of her. She used to always only ever wear dresses. She's always been a bit of a princess, Yep, she would never go anywhere. She wouldn't play. She wouldn't do anything. She always had to have dresses. So it was quite, she was always the summary one of my children, and I do like this layout of her. It's got her cheeky little grin that she used to have when she was little. So I'm just going to go around the edge of some of the triangles here, just because I want them to pop off that page a little bit. I'm not doing too many of them. I am just being strategic in where I am going around the outline, and that also helps for all the other colours on the layout to pop as well. And by using the black, you can see in my car in the background, there's the black parts of the grill, and that's tying it in nicely, and that's why it doesn't overpower the layout. So I'm just, as I said, selectively choosing where I am adding those outlines, and that makes a big difference for the overall effect of this layout. And I will sit and I will ponder before I choose the next one, because it is important that you don't overload in one area. So I think that's about all I do, or maybe I do a couple more, I'm not sure. But yeah, I really do like how the black has popped it. Now, in the layout that I am being inspired by, there are some actual hand stitching, so I'm just going to add those to the layout here now. And I just put that down. When I'm stitching, I'll use washi to adhere it to the back so it doesn't come loose, but also so that it just lines up as smoothly when I'm putting it into the album. And I'm going to add a set of 3 at the top, like the layout that I am copying has. Now, she has got multiple areas of stitching on the layout. I'm only actually going to do 3. I don't want to overpower it. Remember, when we're doing a scrap lift, we're inspired by it. Now, I have this chipboard here, which I got from Scrapbook Fantasies, and I am using my oxides here to just colour up my chipboard. I am doing it in an ombre effect. I really just want it to filter down. I have got the purple there, and then I've gone down to the squeezed lemon, and in between I've got the cracked pistachio, and I cannot remember the purple one. I will need to read that. It is the, I think it's Seedless Preserves, that's what it is. Seedless Preserves, the purple one. And I just am now going to add in some beautiful new, thanks to Ronna, who is an enabler, and scrapbook.com, I have got these Picket Fence gold paper splatters, and I love them. Liquid gold, it's fantastic. So thank you, Ronna, for putting me onto that. I love the effect that has with the dropper, so I'm just learning how to use that. And it does make a difference on this layout. So I'm now going to embellish it with those fussy cut flowers that I has fussy cut off screen out of that paper that I used for my framing and backing of my photo. I'm just popping them up so that they are adding dimension and shadowing to the layout. I am placing them strategically around like the one I have been inspired by, and it is coming together so pretty. It's a pretty layout. I don't often do pretty layouts because my children are so much older now, but I've found a whole stash of photos that I feel that I just want to scrap of when they were younger, and so I'm glad I have all of these ones now in the more modern style of scrapping. It's nice to do some little kids layouts. You can always go back and find photos and redo. That's the best thing about scrapbooking. There's no end to when or what you can scrap. So I'm just going to put in the title now because I want to continue building up with the flowers, but I need that to be in place so that it's on the right spot. And you can see that I've just had a little visitor run across the top of my page there. It's terrible. We get these little like lady beetles they are, that just come in and then they disappear. That's funny. And that one just ran across my layout, so it must mean that I'm going to have good luck, good fortune maybe. Did you see that little bug fly across? Anyhow, so this is coming together quite pretty. I am liking it. I do like that liquid gold. It is still a bit wet, but when it dries, it actually goes very flat, and you'll see that in the stills at the end. And I'm just, like I said, continuing to build up the layout with all of those little flowers. They do look very cute on the layout, and they complement the colours beautifully because they are from the same paper range. So here we go. I tried to splatter it, saw me, couldn't do it, so I'm using the dropper and I'm just dropping little dollops of this gold. It is amazing. The picket fence watercolour splatters in the liquid gold. That's the one I'm using for scrapbook.com. And as I said, Ronna put me onto that. I watched her using it, and I thought how amazing. So I went and purchased some, and I am loving the effect it has. So that's my layout. It's come together quite cute. As I said, it's very pretty. I do love the triangles on the white. There's that title with the ombre effect. It all comes together beautifully. It is a cute little girl layout. Please go and check out everybody that's playing in the playlist down below. Hopefully I've earned a thumbs up from you. I really would like a thumbs up if you think it's worth it. YouTube likes those thumbs up. And if you haven't hit my subscribe button, please consider doing so that you don't miss out any of my content. I'm playing along this month with Off the Board with Pineapple Papers. Thanks everybody for watching. Happy scrapping till next time. And here's my next video for you. I'll see you there real soon.